What's going on, guys? It's your boy Shady Mike Gaming, and welcome to the release of version 2 of my NBA 2K25 slider set, Shady Hours. Shady Hours 2. Wow, that is a mouthful, but it is what it is, y'all. In my personal opinion, this is the very best way to play NBA 2K25. So whether on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, sit back, enjoy. We're gonna walk you guys through the slider set, everything you need to know, how to get them installed, and get you on your way. So the first thing I want to start with is, yes, this is version 2 of the slider set. Some of you may have been looking on the channel saying, hey, where's version 1? Unfortunately, got taken down due to copyright. Sucks. YouTube did that. Extremely successful video for a channel my size, but it is what it is. We got to keep it moving. So the original video, the full video, I had to repost on Twitter. It is what it is. I'll have it linked in the description. It's going to show you every single thing that this slider set changes, but I'm also going to tell you now as well. The first thing that I want you all to know is this slider set covers every part of the game, right? It comes with a roster, it comes with your franchise settings, and it also is going to obviously come with the sliders. The roster has tendency and badge edits that achieve my ideal version of NBA video game basketball. And in the description, I also have documentation with all of the changes that I made, because one of the biggest questions that I get is like, hey Shady, can I use this in an existing franchise, or can I use this with a different roster? You can use these settings with any roster that you'd like, as long as naturally they have the changes that are made in my roster. So that's why I give you all the documentation, so that you know everything that I changed, how to change it yourself, and all that good stuff. But if you know, you are not that much into it and want a more plug and play solution, everything that we're going to talk about today is on 2K Share under hashtag Shady. Type the hashtag, type Shady, that'll get you your sliders, that'll get you your rosters, and that'll also get you your MyNBA franchise settings. This time around, I have also uploaded a start today scenario with all of these slider tendency badge edits already applied. It starts from today. It's got all the accurate stats, teams, ratings, rosters, and standings and all that cool stuff. So if you're interested in that, it's the first time I've done that. Wasn't sure if there'd be a lot of interest. Let me know if you use the start today, because that's actually a little bit easier than making a roster if you'd rather have a scenario, but that's also under hashtag Shady. So let me know if you guys like that as well. Do note, this is one thing I wanted to point out early, because I think a lot of people messed this up the last time. For whatever reason, when you're setting up your MyNBA, the injury sliders can only be edited in the main menu. I'll make sure right now you're watching me make those changes. That's the only like manual change that has to be made, because for some reason those settings can't be made in the MyNBA franchise. But once you get in there, you can just load up the main sliders from 2K Share under hashtag Shady. So what do these sliders do? What do these sliders accomplish? The first thing that these sliders do, and I think that what they do better than anyone else's, is they get you out running in the fast break. The reason being, and man, I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, but I have a speed offset. What that means is very simple. The user is going to run the sliders, excuse me, are stronger for the user than the CPU when it comes to speed. This has been an issue dating back 5 or 6 or maybe 7 2Ks, where the CPU just runs a little bit faster than the user. So we offset that a little bit to give you a chance in transition. I would argue it is really just putting everything back to even, but it lets you get out in transition and really enjoy that fast break gameplay. So like, yeah, in years past, I have messed around with offsets. Some years it was more necessary than others. I did it this year. I didn't do it last year, but this year it works really well in the transition game. Another thing that this slider set achieves, again, guys, one of my favorite sayings, remember, the presence of a defender does not equate to good defense. I have severely nerfed 2K's default shot contest system. For years, ghost contests have been plaguing 2K. The picture that I'm going to show you guys right now, I want to show you all this, was on default. This was considered a strong or tight contest just because the guy is standing to the side and has a hand up. Guys, the reality of the situation is, in the NBA, most mid-range shots are contested. Most guys have no problem hitting contested jumpers in the NBA. The CPU is going to take and make contested jumpers. You can take and make contested jumpers. This slider set is not going to hold your hand and gift wrap you free misses by the CPU just because you were there. Some of you may find that frustrating, but I'll tell you what, any defender that has ever defended Kevin Durant or Nikola Jokic, I'm sure they found it frustrating too. Another goal of this slider set was really to do our best to minimize the amount of bumping that there is on the perimeter, give you more freedom as you're dribbling and driving into the paint. And that's something that you guys are going to notice right away when you plug these sliders in. This slider set also has a plethora of badge edits that significantly alter the way the game is played. A couple of quick examples. For example, every player in the league will have the Pick Dodger badge. One thing I just got tired of is the CPU abusing double screens and floppy plays to get wide open threes. I understand that is definitely a strategy in the league, but it's nowhere near as strong IRL as it is in the game. So we had to put an effort in to just kind of minimize those types of plays. So now just because the CPU set a screen, it's not a guaranteed wide open free 3-point shot. Another change, for example, is every player in the league will have a level of interceptor. I personally got tired of players just standing there while, the passes are thrown through passing lanes that they could easily just put a hand up and get a tip pass or an interception. Some people might not like that. If you don't, feel free to take it off. But again, I'm trying to replicate real NBA basketball. Every player in the league also has a slight level of limitless range as well. This just makes it where players that do shoot threes don't get a guaranteed miss just because they were a foot or two beyond the 3-point line. It's not going to make players who don't shoot threes shoot from half court, but for the players that do shoot from deep, it's going to give them a little bit more freedom on where they can pull up from. So this slider set covers so much more than that. Again, I do apologize that the original video got taken down, so feel free to check that out. But for now, we're going to move forward. We're going to talk about how, once you've got these sliders plugged in, how to set everything up in your game. All right, y'all, so let's look at the settings in the game. Difficulty, you start on Hall of Fame, especially if you're not loading directly from 2K Share, just start on Hall of Fame. As soon as you change anything, it'll change to custom. But quarter length, fatigue, injuries, 12 minutes, everything else really personal preference. Game speed is 60. I do get a lot of complaints about that. If you don't like it, put it at whatever you want. I'm not sure it really makes a difference, but that's what I use in all my gameplay and my videos, so that's what I like. A lot of this stuff is personal preference. Do whatever. For our PC users though, I did hear to turn off arena photo strokes. I hear that can have a performance impact, but is what it is. Personal preference. Here are my audio settings. You can use those. Let me go over to the controller settings. Again, this set is made for real shooting percentage, real player shooting percentage. I'm not saying it doesn't work on any of the other settings. I'm just saying this is what I built the set around, and your experience may vary, and you may have to change some things if you are using a different shooting type. But that's what the set is made for, and that's what I use. Move over to our video settings. Pretty standard, I think. I've just got ray tracing off, so pretty much most of this stuff is maxed. Ignore my game stuttering. Sometimes it stutters while I record, but offline, these are my settings and they are butter smooth. I don't use any type of resolution scaling because I am CPU bound, not GPU bound in 4K, so I just have this at none. All right, y'all, so before every single game, you do need to come in and set your defensive settings, offensive settings, and your coaching sliders for both teams. This process, guys, takes 60 seconds. I've gotten a lot of complaints about people saying they don't want to do this before every game. But listen, if you can't take 60 seconds to get your game right before a 60-minute game, just straight up, there's something wrong with you. So I don't mean to be rude, but it's just like, do not skip this set because it's a pivotal part of the slider set. And if you do skip this part. Please do not leave feedback because you are not accurately using the sliders that I've presented. So defensive settings, guys, when you come in here, there's only some of this stuff you have to change. On ball pressure is moderate, off ball pressure is tight. For posts, I like 3/4 top. For screen help rules, make sure it's help and no rotation. Drive help rules is help and no rotation, and cutter help rules, make sure it's no help. Now you can go more in depth with this, and sometimes I do, depending on how you want to play your defense. If for your on ball screens, sometimes I like to go over here, and then I like to set a catch hedge. Sometimes I like to switch all here, and you know what I mean, and do switching. So, and sometimes I do on ball rotate with a hard hedge, right? This is personal preference, but these are the two main I guess configurations I would recommend run. I would recommend run on ball rotate, and then hard hedge. Or if you want to do on ball or switch with a hard hedge, or you can do go over with a catch hedge. And if you don't know really what those do, maybe I'll make a specific video about it, but that's, you know, personal preference. But if you want to, you can leave all of that at default, and the default 2K pick and roll defense is whatever. It's drop coverage. In my personal opinion, I feel like it gives up too many threes over the top of a screen if your guy doesn't fight over it, but it's up to you in terms of how you want to play that. And if, again, you feel like they're getting too many free shots over the top of screens, you can set that to, you know, go over, or you can set it to the on ball rotate, you know, with the hard hedge, or if you want to do, you know, something like that. So do keep that in mind, but that really actually is personal preference, and it's kind of personnel based as well. But for your posts, I usually either do 3/4 top. Every now and again I'll do front, but I really like 3/4 top. Once you jump out of that, you want to go over to your offensive settings, and you want to click coaching settings. Substitution method is ace. Freelance series order is dynamic. Freelance series repeat is do not repeat. As you go over to rebounds, make sure this says crash offensive boards, and on tempo it will be shoot at will. Next, for the user, you're going to go to coaching sliders. I put run plays at 100, and I put help defense at 75. Once you've set those things, it's very quick. Switch teams to the CPU. Normally the defensive settings and all that automatically carry over, so you don't have to worry about that. Offensive settings for the crash offensive boards and the tempo should carry over too, but the coaching settings, just make sure you come in dynamic, do not repeat. Make sure you do that. Then you're going to go to the CPU coaching sliders. Very, 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 very important. Help defense 75, run plays frequency all the way at 0. Make sure you make that change. Switch back. Now you're ready to play. Here's the camera angle for the people that always ask for it. Here's that. I know I get that question a lot. All right, y'all, and that's going to do it for our latest NBA 2K25 slider set. Y'all, make sure you like the video and subscribe on your way out. Thanks for all the support on the channel. I also want to know, y'all, let me know in the comments if there's any interest. Y'all saw on the channel I teased doing something like this for like a 2K or 2017 Steph era. Let me know if y'all are interested in other eras, LeBron era, Kobe era. Let me know if there's any roster projects you want me to check out, you know, to maybe see if our sliders are compatible with it. But other than that, y'all, thanks so much for the support on the channel. I've got so much gameplay of this set already on the channel, more coming. Make sure you guys pull up to the streams. Normally do 2K on Thursday nights, Madden on Saturday nights. So, you know, excited to see you all there. Again, thank you so much for the support. Hitting 40K subs is awesome. Let's go get 50, y'all. It's your boy Shady Mike. I'm signing out. Peace. Threes.